A proof involves writing reasoned, logical explanations that use definitions, algebraic properties, postulates, and previously proven theorems to arrive at a conclusion. A postulate is a property that is accepted without proof, usually because one can easily understand why it is true. An example of one of the classic postulates of geometry states that through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. So as you can see here, we have point A and point B, and this line drawn is the only line that would connect the 2 points. It makes sense, it's logical, so that's a postulate we can use when writing proofs. The lab that you completed about making a sandwich has the same general steps as a proof. You brainstorm and write down various ideas based on what you know, and then organize them into the proper order that will lead you to the final conclusion. So for example, in your group or as a whole class, to make a sandwich, you might have had an idea that you needed bread and lunch meat and all the ingredients together, and you had to put them together. But in a proof, we had to be very, very specific and give detailed directions and steps to make that sandwich to achieve that final goal. You had to make sure you had the steps in order as well, or making a sandwich just wouldn't make sense. You would not have that end result. You can also use proofs when solving algebraic equations. As you write each step or idea, you also write down the definition, property, postulate, or etc. that justifies your step or idea. The example shown below is written as a 2-column proof, and this is the type of proofs that we'll be working with when we look at our examples. Here is one where you have a given and you have what you need to prove, and then we literally use 2 different columns to organize the statements we make and the reasons for how we can make them. And note, the first step in solving a proof is always the given or what's given to you. So that will always be your first reason and your first statement from that given. That's the best first place to start. And then you can also note that the last step is what you're trying to prove. So that x equals 4 here in this example is that last statement. So you can always use that as your first reasoning, or the first thing you do in a proof is take that, your 2 columns, and then write your given statement, and then the reason is given, and then we have our proof would be last, so you know that's what you're working towards.